This has Bills fans absolutely fired up. Head coach Sean McDermott said some very good things about a certain player, and everybody is super excited of what is to come. So let's talk about it all right here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bills Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar, and it is off-season time, so you know what that means. Training camp is right around the corners. OTAs just kicked off, and there's going to be a ton of reports coming out all off-season. There's only one issue. 72% of you guys who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, join the army here at Bills Digest to stay in touch with all your latest Bills news. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps. So subscribe, stay in touch for all your latest Bills news here all off season till this season kicks off in September. And like I said, guys, Bills fans are fired up about what Sean McDermott just said and what has just been reported at Bills minicamp. That being of the report on star wide receiver Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman reportedly showed up to voluntary OTAs looking like a completely different receiver than he was last year. Coleman reportedly showed up today with at least 10 more pounds of muscle than he had last year. Coleman cuts reportedly appeared much faster than before, and his speed was noticeably different. Coleman is reportedly ready to assume the role of receiver X or receiver number 1 for the Bills this season and is hoping to double his production. For reference, Keon had 29 receptions, 556 yards, and 4 touchdowns last season. The Bills' sophomore receiver is going to put the league on notice this season. This stems from the quote that Sean McDermott said when he was speaking to the media. Sean McDermott said that when Keon Coleman returned to Buffalo for the offseason program, it was evident he had been working. When he came back, he was in really good shape. You can tell he had been working drill-wise, weight room-wise. So proud of what he's done to this point in the offseason. Not to it. It's about continuing it now as we get into the 3 weeks of practice. Even in photos, the guy looks bigger and ready to dominate this league. Wide receiver Keon Coleman has reportedly shown up to OTAs with at least 10 pounds of muscle, like I said, looking faster than ever and mentally smarter. We're hoping to dominate at receiver X. I mean, look at the size difference from his rookie year to his sophomore year. And this is some crazy, massive news, and this is why Bills fans are excited. The receiver 1 position, quote-unquote, on the outside, not the Khalil Shakir rule, but on the outside is up for grabs, and Keon Coleman was up for the opportunity. Let's rewind all the way back to that of the combine, and head coach Sean McDermott had this when talking about Keon Coleman. I thought he had an up and down first season. I really do. I mentioned that after the year, I thought he got off to a start that he built momentum through, and then he got injured, and from there it was rather rocky. He continued in saying, "We're looking for him to learn from these moments of adversity and come back and have a really, really, really strong offseason and get himself into the start of season 2 here." That is a very interesting quote. He continued by saying, "You have to stay injured. You have to stay on the gas, or this league will eat you up, whether you're a coach or player, coach, whatever it is." And he takes a certain type of person with a certain type of drive, determination, and fire in their heart. It's going to be Keon's turn to show that he has that this off season. This is massive news because it seems like Keon took what Sean McDermott said and took it to heart, and he is taking this next step. Let's not forget, Keon showed very early signs of looking like a very good receiver in this league. Then he got hurt from Jordan Poyer in that game against Miami. He was out for a few weeks, came back, did not look the same. He was putting up very good production with the Bills. Had that very big game against the Seattle Seahawks. Looked like he was coming into stride and forming a very good connection with Josh Allen. That doesn't turn out. He kind of looks like, kind of hits a rookie wall and doesn't look like the same player he did the first 7 weeks of the season. What happens? The Bills go into the offseason. They address the lack of separation. They call out Keon Coleman. They sign Joshua Palmer. They sign Elijah Moore. And how does Keon Coleman respond? He doesn't go complain. He goes in the lab and he works out all offseason, gets bigger, has harder, sharper cuts, looks like he's faster, hopefully improves that separation because, again, coming out of Florida State, that was one of the knacks that he wasn't a great separator, and there were times last year where it was noticeable. It looks like that he is looking to improve, and this is giving me shades of the Josh Allen year 2 leap the Josh Allen leap that we saw in year 3. Went in the lab, got his throwing mechanics down, and figured it out. What happens with Keon Coleman? He goes in the lab and gets things going. So I am super fired up. Bills fans should be fired up. And even looking at the stats of last season was not what we expected. Finish off the season with 556 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. If he can get to 800 to 900 yards on the outside, this would be a fantastic development. Maybe the Chiefs won early with Xavier Worthy, but if Keon Coleman has this mindset already and this drive to be great, this could turn into a very interesting pick for the Bills. And all the assets they've put into receiver, maybe it finally pays off, and this could develop into a great relationship with Josh Allen and Keon Coleman. I am loving the way this is going. I think Keon is primed for a massive year 2. Do I think he's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver? I don't want to set the bar that high, but I think there's going to be a big improvement now in year 2 with Josh Allen. I think the pieces around him are going to give him opportunities to be better and play better. Let's not forget that Keon didn't really have a number 1 receiver taking targets off of him. It was kind of him and Mac Hollins. What happened? The Bills trade for Amari Cooper midseason, and Keon gets pushed to that receiver 2 role, and that is where the development starts to look better. He's getting the second best corner on him. He's getting a lot more one-on-one opportunities with Amari Cooper and Khalil Shakir taking a lot of the targets. And Keon was starting to develop into a very good role. Then he had the injury with Jordan Poyer, and again, the season kind of went off rails for him. But I think now, with you got Joshua Palmer, you got Elijah Moore, you got Khalil Shakir, who has made himself a household name with defensive coordinators across the league. If you didn't know him last year, you're going to know him this year. He's going to be a top 15 receiver in the league. And I think having that, when you got Josh Allen, who brings up the skill level of your receivers, you got, like I said, the Joshua Palmers, the Elijah Moores, the Curtis Samuels of the world. Keon is in a prime position to take either that receiver 1 option on the outside and develop into that role like what I think the Bills originally wanted to do. And I think this is a very good early sign of the offseason starting good for Keon Coleman. I think this is big news because if he came back and he looked the same, no one was going to talk about it, but people are making it a point to talk about it, that he looks bigger, that he looks stronger, that he looks quicker, and that his route running is a lot more crisp. I think this is a good sign, and I think what was said at the combine by head coach Sean McDermott, I think Keon listened, and I am very happy that he is improving, and he is going to hopefully be primed to take over that receiver 1 position for the Bills, because if they can get that for the next 3 years on a second-round rookie contract, that would make this retool or the second generation of Bills even better. But let me know your thoughts below, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Keon is going to be primed for a second-year explosion, or do you guys think it will be a subtle rise and kind of by year 3 or 4, we'll see that big explosion? Or do you guys think that the light that Sean McDermott lit under Keon Coleman in the offseason got to him, and he is going to explode? Let me know your thoughts below. Like I said before, I love to hear from you guys. As always, guys, please subscribe to Bills Digest. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps. Like I said, all offseason, we got you guys covered till kickoff come September against the Baltimore Ravens. So subscribe, and as always, guys, go Bills.